for 10 freaking years. Hello?
All right, so let's rewind this now, right? So why is everybody excited? Deontay Wilder has accepted Anthony Joshua's challenge, and he will fight in Wembley Stadium this summer. So says Wilder's co-manager, Shelley Finkel, who has confirmed that he has been talking with the one and only Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearn actually confirmed it. These were the comments. We want to make it public that Deontay wants to fight, and we are prepared to come over or meet here and get the deal done. We're ready. Let's do it. And anyway, unification fights always trump mandatories. The unification between Wilder and Joshua would push the mandatories back. So with that said, it's ultimately going to come down to numbers.
Yep, they're trying to strong arm him, Lee. That's why they took it public.
So Deontay Wilder decided to go public and start talking shit because that's what Deontay Wilder does.
It's the only way they get this fight. They have to get the fans to turn on Joshua's team. If this becomes we're not doing the fight because of money, the fans are going to side with the guy that wants the fight. I'm sorry.
And that's now for what everybody has been waiting for, Deontay Wilder quotes. Please enjoy. First of all, I want to congratulate Anthony Joshua on his win last Saturday night. Anthony, I am so glad we finally heard from you on Saturday. And that you want to fight me as your next opponent, and you want the fight to happen in the UK. I accept the challenge, and I am ready to come to the UK for my next fight. There is nothing on Team Wilder's side to prevent me from fighting you next. You also said on Saturday that your team is ready to meet with Shelley Finkel and Al Heyman from my side to get the deal done. They are also ready to meet with you and your team immediately. Let us know when, the sooner the better. Love and kisses, Deontay Wilder. By the way, that sounds like a note you send in third grade math.
Yeah, I also think, that his
somebody
girl wrote
clearly wrote this for him.
Yep, his girl wrote that one.
Yeah, that's
love and kisses.
That, by the way, that is.
What the fuck?
I added that.
Oh, okay, thank you.
This is what he said. Thanks, Anthony. I can't wait to meet you in the ring. Like what kind of, it's still pretty gay all by itself.
It sounded a lot gayer with love and kisses, though. Look, the problem with this, Lee, Anthony Joshua has a plan B. Okay, one, whoever the guy puts inside of the ring over there in the UK sells out the arenas, right? That's the first bad situation Wilder has going for him going into these negotiations. Two, Povetkin's a pretty big name. Alexander Povetkin over there sells a pretty heavy price. That's not a $50 seat. That guy, he was the golden boy of the Olympics, right? He was the guy that was supposed to take out the Klitschko's. He has credentials that would sell a heavy ticket over there. I don't see that being a bad plan B if Deontay Wilder continues to go with this 60-40 or whatever they're asking. Because, see, at the bottom line, Lee, that's what this is going to make or break this fight. Like you said, it's going to be the bottom line, the money. How much money is he going to make? And people, they're not on the same level when you're talking about that market side of both men. They're not on the same level. We might think they are because we're not seeing the business side of both of these fighters. But just on the outside looking in, Anthony Joshua is years above Deontay Wilder as far as who's getting bigger in the marketing. So he's going to ask for a heavier price, a way heavier price, and I don't see Al Heyman and Wilder buying in on this. And I clearly think this is why they want it to be a public negotiating. They want the fans to start getting tired about the money and start putting the pressure on Eddie Hearn to make the fight because it's the best fight in the heavyweight division. This fight is the one. These guys have the records to make this a memorable, a classic heavyweight fight, unification. So Eddie Hearn, he's got a lot of work, damage control in the next few months here, Lee, if they don't get this fight with Wilder. But I do believe Povetkin is an awesome plan B, especially with the knockout he had on Tyson Fury the other night on the undercard of a 70-something thousand seat venue.
That's awesome. And basically, the news of the week. By the way, I just got propositioned to go.
What do you think, though?
Sorry, look. I think this all the Povetkin, and all. Okay, for those of you who don't know, right? So Deontay Wilder's looking for a backup plan, and Joshua's looking for a backup plan, right? The names that are floating around are Dylan Whyte and Povetkin. For all of you just wondering, who else?
I even forgot about the Dylan Whyte. You're right. You're right. Yes.
Right. So all this shit is hovering around. What do I think? I think Deontay is a fucking fool if he doesn't take $50 million and go to England and get knocked out. Oh, I'm sorry. And win the fight.
I believe they think. Lee, I believe they think if they're going to win this thing, it's going to be now. Joshua showed another chin issue against Parker. He was getting rocked in that fight, and I'm telling you, the thing I didn't like is that Joshua would freeze. It was actually like he would wait for the guy to land his combination, and then he would reset and come back. He didn't know how to back up. He doesn't know head movement, and when he gets hit, how to get out of the way of the next two punches. And maybe Wilder's team's seen that. Maybe they say, hey, you hit this guy with one right hand, and then he's going to stand there and let you hit him 3 more times, you're going to drop him. He will not. Deontay Wilder, you guys, punches so hard, it's going to go through those gloves. Those punches are going to get through Anthony Joshua's guard at some point in this fight if he allows Wilder just to hit him like a heavy bag. So Joshua, obviously, his team needs to look at this in the tape and try to fix that issue before they go into the fight with Wilder. But if I'm Wilder's team and his trainer seeing the same thing that I'm seeing, they want this fight today because he might get better. Right now might be the only time you have to beat him because technically, Lee, Anthony Joshua is better than Deontay Wilder. Power and defense, though, when you have a flaw like that, like we seen Wilder get hurt. But Joshua's been dropped, and even in the Parker fight, there was moments where he's just standing still. Wilder and them, they've got to get on that early. So this is why I think Wilder all of a sudden wants to go to the UK, wants to make this negotiating public. They want this fight now. There's no better time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know why he wouldn't do it.
I know why Eddie Hearn won't do it. You know what I mean? They have a few more options. They're still selling out. Their guy's still making $20 million plus whatever he makes in America and everywhere else. Like, they have the cash cow. Deontay, you guys, only made $2 million his last fight. He's not a cash cow. Maybe for Al Heyman. Maybe Heyman's raping the hell out of Deontay, what he's bringing in, but it's clearly not Deontay Wilder.
Are you trying to sell it?
Hey, I'm just calling it like it is, Lee.
Well, look, I guess I'm gun shy because I've gotten fucked over by Deontay Wilder fans who clearly and legitimately believe he is the second coming of the greatest heavyweight of all time. And I am also now convinced that Anthony Joshua is not as great as I thought he was originally, or Joseph Parker just makes people look bad. I don't know which yet.
Parker might be the new John Ruiz.
That's very possible. That's very possible. Either way, I need these two guys to fight and get it over with. I need this to happen. I need this unification bout.
If Wilder goes Dylan Whyte and Joshua goes Povetkin, that's not a bad. Those aren't two bad fights, though. See, that's the problem with making this one too early. Back in the day, Lee,
I don't think it's too early. I think they're both at the same skill level.
Oh, they're greedy men. They're greedy men. You know damn well they're both promoters.
Well, here's the thing. Anthony Joshua's making $50 million a fight, like per fight.
Yes.
He's selling out a freaking soccer stadium.
Yep.
Every time he fights. And he can fight a nobody and they show up and they're happy. And admittedly, it's because Eddie Hearn. I'm going to tell everybody the secret. Here's why those fight cards sell out. Eddie Hearn stacks the card. He stacks the card. He gives the fight fans a legitimate fight card.
You don't think both men have sat at a table and told each other that they could be bigger in America? Both fighters. Even Deontay's not as big in America that he should be. And we know damn well Joshua has room to grow over here. And this is what I think holds up that fight. You got two greedy promoters. You got two promoters with the guys that are undefeated, basically on a knockout only win list, right? They've had one opponent in between 60 something men that have been able to go the distance. One opponent each. Yeah, they're greedy. They're gonna wait. We might see Povetkin versus Joshua and Whyte versus Wilder, and I'm all right with that, you guys. Those are two decent fights. Whyte deserves his shot at the WBC title. He's the contender, and Povetkin deserves his. And those are solid names. That's still a good heavyweight matchups that leads into their unification. So I see why they would do it, Lee. I see why they would do it. I don't have my hopes up on them making the fight this year.
Yeah, I'm with you. But I'm still hopeful. You know what happens when I get sucked into a long debate? Like this just happened. I'm going to let people in on an inside. I just got a Facebook text and I just agreed to speak to a room, a big room, like 300 people for free. I don't even know what I'm doing.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, if the boss finds out, she's going to be pissed. It's a charity thing. It happens.
Well,
more news of the week. Manny Pacquiao, Lucas Matisse. For those of you who are not on the Fight Net Radio fan page, you would know this because the minute it broke, I posted the poster of it so you guys could actually see it. But here's a little story by our friend Steve Kim. Earlier, Oscar De La Hoya, the founder of Golden Boy Promotion, tweeted that a bout between their client WBA welterweight belt holder Lucas Matisse and Manny Pacquiao has been agreed to. Signed, sealed, and delivered, and it is official. This is what Eric Gomez had to say. When we were contacted by Manny Pacquiao and his crew, we weren't sure what his situation was, but we obviously worked together. There were a few issues that came up, and we worked through them, and we were able to get the deal done. Gomez went further on to explain, we have every assurance that this is going to happen. Does this mean they haven't talked to Top Rank yet?
They didn't have to.
Why not?
They didn't have to because supposedly Manny Pacquiao's contract with Top Rank expired. That's why Manny's been playing holdout with them. Top Rank hasn't interfered with this fight at all. You've seen nothing. Now, maybe they're doing it behind the scenes, and we'll get a lawsuit here in a few days or a week. But as of right now, Top Rank hasn't stepped in the way of this fight. Very strange fight, Lee. Malaysia, where's it happening at?
Yeah, it's happening in Malaysia.
Malaysia, right? Like, what the hell? You're going to go in one of your hardest performances in a place, that's not really known for holding big boxing events? Are you sure the judging's right? You sure the referee knows what he's doing? Like, I know there's boxing there, Lee. I get that. But is it world championship boxing? Or is everyone in that arena going to be starstruck because you got big-time American production companies running around and this fight is on a level that no other fight in Malaysia has ever been? Am I lying? Is there... Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but I think this is probably going to be the big... Just like in Australia, right? When he went over there and seen Jeff Horn. Yep. What happened to him there?
Well, Malaysia from the Philippines isn't that crazy. I gotta be honest.
For those people, it is. I think
it's like a bus ride, isn't it? Isn't Malaysia? Wow, this is how little I know of the world. Isn't Malaysia to the Philippines like a bus ride?
You're asking the wrong guy, bro. But what I will tell you is that they don't hold boxing events. I know that. I know that everyone there might be a little starstruck on this week.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it. But I think this is designed from whatever.
It's designed through Manny. Manny's running his own career now, and that might be
He doesn't want to travel that far from home. I get it. It's all good. I'm pretty sure that this works out. Let's try Google Maps and see what it says.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Matisse is going to knock him out.
Google.com. By the way, this is how I figure everything out, people. So I want the Philippines. Let me zoom out to the world size. See, the planet is flat. Google Earth is telling me so.